Welcome back everyone, I'm Lana and today we are reviewing the sequel to the biggest money-making movie of all time, Avatar. Avatar 2: The Way of Water is directed by James Cameron and stars Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver, and Stephen Lang. I remember seeing this movie back in 2009. I also remember leaving a little underwhelmed. So when I heard that Cameron was making 3 more of these films, and maybe a zillion more, I was really not excited about going back to the world of Pandora. I mean, who names a whole world after a music streaming service anyway? The only way I could dread this movie more is if it were set in, I don't know, the scariest setting I could think of, the ocean. Oh, wait, is this movie 3 hours of 3D set in alien pelagic waters? Perfect.
This is fine.
So, would this Waterworld sequel cure me of my deep fear of the ocean? Let's dive into this spoiler-free review and get to the bottom of it. This is a given, but the visuals of this movie are incredible. And while I am not a big fan of the design of the Na'vi themselves, the tall, blue, skinny cat people have never looked so good. The amount of detail on display, from the biggest rock to the smallest speck of dust, is astounding. There are definitely some scenes I'm pretty sure are added just to show off how cool the tech is. I was watching Sully's kids splashing around in the water for about 20 minutes, and it actually didn't bother me. It's really cool. Speaking of kids, Sully's litter of kittens is introduced so suddenly, but I grew to like them quite quickly. Their personalities are unique enough, and they really play well off of each other. As for Jake, who was a total meathead in the first movie, he takes on a couple of new dimensions as a strong-willed father in the sequel. And as for Neytiri, she is acting her ass off. As usual, she is fighting for her kids and she's screaming while she's doing it, and she takes the crown for that. She screams a lot. It did feel a little bit like the greatest hits of James Cameron's best action movies. And don't get me wrong, it's really well done, but it did give me a bit of deja vu. From people up to their necks in water about to take their last breath, to racing down corridors of a sinking ship, to a final showdown in a factory setting with fire and chains behind them. It all felt a little familiar. Spider. This kid gives off serious Mad Max feral kid vibes. Although he does come off a little cheesy at times, his one-liners absolutely send me. Although he is eventually used as a plot device, I cannot wait to see what his character becomes in the sequels, because he will be back and he will be feisty. De-aged Sigourney Weaver returns as Kitty, a very special child who could be plucked right out of Horizon Zero Dawn as far as origin story is concerned. As an adolescent, she has a lot of self-discovery ahead, which no doubt has huge importance in the sequels to come, but for now, she's just a sweet, awkward, misunderstood teen who's a little obsessed with animals and plays with them at rather inappropriate times. I really loved meeting the clan that Jake and his family sought refuge with, although I did feel like they lacked a little personality all around, except for maybe the chieftain's wife, whose whole personality was pregnant. But the way that they had evolved to adapt to water was expressed really interestingly, and I'm very excited to see what other biomes we visit in the next movies and what other clans we meet. And as amazing as these visuals are, I am not quite sold on the high frame rate presentation. Cameron switches between 24 and 48 FPS sporadically throughout the film, and it felt more like I was playing a video game and my ping dropped. Personally, I wish he would just pick one frame rate and keep it consistent throughout the film. The story is still a bit heavy-handed in its messaging. Man bad, nature good. It's just like the first film, except wetter and somehow even less purposeful. As much as I really loved what they did with Stephen Lang's character, whose name I can't pronounce.
Or what, Ranger Rick? You gonna shoot me?
I can do that.
I have no idea why they brought him and his bullies back. I even went to Google to find out why the Colonel, who died in the first movie by the way, came back and is still in pursuit of Jake after all these years with Earth's full military support. I found no answers. So, did Avatar 2 cure me of my deep fear of the ocean? Not exactly. But once I gave myself permission to laugh at this movie, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. The action scenes were so thrilling, I took to this sequel like a blue cat to water. What did you think? Did you like Avatar 2? Did you like Avatar 1? If you like this video, like and subscribe, turn on your notifications. It means all the world to me and I really appreciate it. See you next time. I hate the ocean! All right, I'm ready. Give me a little bit of it. That's not right. Spider. Spider. Meow. A very special child indeed. Cameron kept it consistent with the dip. If you liked, is that what I say? Oh, it is what I say.